The digestive system is responsible for taking food and turning it into energy and nutrients to allow the body to function, grow, and repair itself. The primary processes of the digestive system include ingestion of food, secretion of fluids, mixing and movement of food and waste through the body, digestion of food into smaller pieces, absorption of nutrients, and excretion of waste. You sit down and feast your eyes upon the meal that your mom just cooked. But even before you take that first bite, your digestive system has already swung into action and it will be busy working on your chewed up meal for the next few hours. This process, called digestion, allows your body to get the nutrients and energy it needs from the food you eat. Your digestive system is uniquely constructed to perform its specialized function of turning food into energy you need to survive and packaging the residue for waste disposal. To help you understand how the many parts of the digestive system work together, here is an overview of the structure and function of this complex system. Digestion begins here in the mouth, the moment you see, smell, or think of food. At this time, your salivary glands produce a mixture of secretions that help you lubricate and break down your food, called saliva. As you savor the bite of your food, your teeth work to break it down while your tongue mixes it with saliva, transforming your food into a soft mass suitable for swallowing. This process is known as mastication. As you swallow your food, it gets propelled into the pharynx or throat. The pharynx is responsible for the passing of chewed food from the mouth to the esophagus, but it also plays an important role in the respiratory system as air passes through the pharynx on its way to the larynx. Because the pharynx serves two different functions, it contains a flap of tissue called the epiglottis that acts as a switch to route food to the esophagus and air to the larynx. If you've ever drunk something too fast, started to cough, and heard someone say that your drink went down the wrong way, the person meant that it went down your windpipe by mistake. This happens when the epiglottis doesn't have enough time to flop down and you cough involuntarily to clear your windpipe. Once food has entered the esophagus, it doesn't just drop right into the stomach. Instead, muscles in the walls of the esophagus move in a wave-like motion to gradually squeeze the food through the esophagus. This is called peristalsis, and it takes about 2 to 3 seconds. Your stomach has 3 important jobs: to store food, to break down food into a liquid mixture, and to empty that mixture into the small intestine. It does this with the help from the strong muscles in the walls of the stomach and gastric juices that help break down food. These gastric juices also help kill bacteria that may be in your food. After the stomach, your food passes into the small intestine, which breaks down the food even more so your body can absorb all the vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Your food may spend as long as 4 hours in the small intestine, and once the journey is over, the nutrients from your food pass from the intestine to your blood. This nutrient-rich blood comes directly to the liver for processing. The liver filters out harmful substances of waste, turning some of the waste into more bile. The liver even helps figure out how many nutrients will go to the rest of your body and how many will stay behind in storage. The gallbladder is a small storage organ located inferior and posterior to the liver. Though small in size, the gallbladder plays an important role in our digestion of food. The gallbladder holds bile produced in the liver until it is needed for digesting fatty foods in the small intestine. Equally important is the pancreas. The pancreas serves as 2 glands in one. Functioning as an exocrine gland, the pancreas excretes enzymes to break down the proteins found in your food. Functioning as an endocrine gland, the pancreas secretes insulin to control your body's blood sugar levels throughout the day. The large intestine is the final section of the gastrointestinal tract that performs the vital task of absorbing water and vitamins while converting digested food into feces. Although shorter than the small intestine in length, the large intestine is considerably thicker in diameter, thus giving it its name.
The large intestine has a tiny tube with a closed end coming off of it called the appendix. It's part of the digestive tract, but it doesn't seem to do anything, though it can cause big problems because it sometimes gets infected and needs to be removed. Stool or waste left over from the digestive process is passed through the colon by means of peristalsis, first in a liquid state and ultimately in a solid form. As stool passes through the colon, water is removed. Stool is stored in the colon until a mass movement empties it into the rectum once or twice a day. It normally takes about 36 hours for the stool to get through the colon. The stool itself is mostly found debris and bacteria. The rectum is an 8-inch chamber that connects the colon to the anus. It is the rectum's job to receive stool from the colon to let the person know that they are stool to be evacuated, and to hold the stool until evacuation happens. When anything, gas or stool, comes into the rectum, sensors send a message to the brain. The brain then decides if the rectal contents can be released or not. The anus is the last part of the digestive tract. It is a 2-inch long canal consisting of pelvic floor muscles and 2 anal sphincters that are important in allowing control of stool. The internal sphincter keeps us continent when we are asleep or otherwise unaware of the presence of stool. When we get an urge to go to the bathroom, we rely on our external sphincter to hold the stool until reaching a toilet, where it then relaxes to release the contents, completing the digestive process. Digestion is important for breaking down food into nutrients, which the body uses for energy, growth, and cell repair. Food and drink must be changed into smaller molecules of nutrients before the blood absorbs them and carries them to cells throughout the body. The body breaks down nutrients from food and drink into carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and vitamins. You can help your digestive system by drinking water and eating a healthy diet that includes foods rich in fiber. High fiber foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains make it easier for waste to pass through your system. The digestive system is a pretty important part of your body. Without it, you couldn't get the nutrients you need to grow properly and stay healthy. And next time you sit down to lunch, you'll know where your food goes from start to finish.
Thanks!